Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Manzi Boy podcast. I am obviously not Sam. I am Jackson. I'm very sorry for that. We're missing our lovely boys. Connors are not here either. It's literally just me, though I have brought friends, the Manzi Boy B team.
B team.
The B team, indeed.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Perry.
Yes, this is going to be an exciting, fun-filled adventure, I'm sure.
You sound really excited.
Yeah.
You sound
Enthused,
so enthused.
I just love you guys. This is all about love and positivity, right?
Okay.
Right.
I actually hate
Self-love.
you. I hate you all. Not as much as I hate the viewers.
We're trapped in this room together.
Fuck the viewers.
Yeah, we are.
More specifically, fuck the sponsors.
Fuck the sponsors.
I wish we had sponsors. No, actually, they would drop us immediately if they knew what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So I actually do want to give a warning to the viewers. We're not going to have an update on the horse auction today. Well, actually, we might have an update on weird Instagram discoveries. We'll see. I might ask you guys about that later. But you guys don't know about the horse auction.
Whoa.
No.
I don't know about the horse
We
auction.
don't know about the horse auction. We don't need to get into the horse auction right now. That's okay.
Okay, we'll get to the horse auction at some point.
Okay,
But
fine.
shapes and numbers, as always, it's the tradition. What am I feeling? I think I'm feeling... Oh, no, Adam said rhombus. I can't copy that. I guess I'm going trapezoidal. Spread out on the bottom, but kind of thin up top. That's how I'm feeling. And number, we're going to go with 28. Fuck the Falcons. Okay. Jake?
Wow. If you went 28, I might have to go 3. Just because really fuck the Falcons. But realistically, I think I'm more like a 7.2.
Whoa.
Yep. Very specific. And I think I was feeling trapezoidal until you picked trapezoidal. So now I'm feeling like a hexagon, I think.
Oh, I altered you.
A hexagon feels pretty good. I think that I'm feeling octagonal this morning. Because I spent my entire morning getting ready and listening to Meg the Stallion, and now I feel like I'm taking up all the space in the world.
You're a savage.
Appreciate that.
And
Wait, is that the right?
my number is 4.
That
Because my number's always 4.
Your number's always 4?
My number's always 4.
Well, we would have had 4 people here if it weren't for Noah being asleep.
Fucking Noah.
Yeah, anti-shout out to Noah.
Yeah, unshout out to Noah. He'll never hear it, but you know what? Unshout out to him.
He'll hear it. I'm going to make him listen to it.
The whole thing.
It's not a bad pod.
No.
Actually.
No, it's great.
It's great.
So, do we go to the weekly Reddit cringe, or do we just do the horse auction quickly?
Whatever you want.
I guess I'm in control now.
You are in
Fuck
complete
you, Sam.
control.
You're the Joe Rogan here, man.
You hear that, Sam? I don't need you anymore. We're going to do the weekly Reddit cringe. This is where I find questions on Reddit that are terrible and awful, and I ask you to answer them.
Okay.
These are
great.
mostly 7 years old, so it's from a different era.
Was that 2013?
Yeah, like last time
Okay,
there were
great.
questions of whether racism was okay. This is how old we're getting.
All right.
Adam had a very intelligent answer on that, I will say.
Wait, is this how you got into the bestiality question, or is that...
No, that's off the pod.
Fuck. Never mind. I mean, what? We can talk about that.
Oh,
That'll get cut out. That's fine.
Oh no, that's gonna stay in. That's
Really?
staying in. Yeah.
What do you got to lose?
Yeah.
True, I guess.
We only cut things like when Connor screams our address.
It's fine. We already yelled fuck the sponsors.
Yeah,
so.
fuck the sponsors.
Sponsors.
Okay, the first question I actually found, and I had to ask Jake.
Okay.
People who hire Tom Brady, why?
People who hire Tom Brady?
Yes, this is a question someone asked a public forum.
You
Well-
guys already talked about football once, and it was
I mean,
absolute gibberish.
Are
to
we
me.
talking...
And here it goes again.
Are we talking
This is
like
the one
early
time.
2000s
Okay, fine.
hiring?
I'll let it
or
happen.
Are we talking when he got hired in 2000, or when he got hired when he went to the Bucks?
I mean, these are,
Because it's distinct as fuck, bud.
dude, you're actually approaching this.
2000, they hired him because he was the 195th pick. Or was he the 199th? Whatever. I promise I'm a huge Patriots fan, even though I don't know exactly which pick he was.
Come on.
They hired him then because he was cheap as fuck, and they needed a backup to Drew Bledsoe, and they thought Bledsoe was going to be the
good
future.
one.
And
Yeah.
then the poor guy got obliterated. And then I think the Bucks hired him because he wanted to go there, because they had a lot of wide receivers, and he could be a star in Florida. And I think he was tired of Massachusetts and tired of Bill Belichick
okay.
not sucking his dick.
So people hire him because he's cheap and because he wants to go places.
Yeah, he's still cheap for the amount of quarterback he brings to the job. He's way cheaper. He's never gotten paid nearly as much as like Pat Mahomes is getting paid.
Oh. Maybe we should turn this into a sports podcast.
I'm like Noah and
Perry would.
No.
Perry would love
You
that.
can move on without me if it's a sports podcast.
No, we would never.
He looks good in Uggs.
Oh, he does look good in Uggs. He's a
Tom
handsome
Brady?
man. Yeah, Tom Brady.
He was
The
like-
one who kisses his kids on the lips?
Yeah, he
He was the
does.
front man for Uggs for like years.
Oh, God.
He might still be.
God.
I mean, is it okay to kiss your kids on the lips?
I don't know.
Are we gonna move on from this question?
I think until
we
they're a
should
certain
move on.
age, until the kid is physically uncomfortable with it.
I guess that's fair. That's fair.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Second, we're keeping it short for the weekly Reddit cringe. Only 3 questions. Number 2,
Okay.
when did you realize that friendship is an illusion? I think this was asked. Let's see. 8 days ago. Wow,
That's recent.
that's very recent. And then the top response is everything okay, dude. So when did you realize friendship was an illusion? Either of you?
I think I realized a lot of my high school friendships were illusions just based on proximity when I went to college. And then didn't even bother to keep in touch with any of them. But the friends I've made here have felt a lot more solid than that. Wow. So that's good.
Honestly, that is a very good answer. And I feel the same way. I think even like friends I've made in college too, certain ones, like people who are like in my proximity, it's like I know you, but like it's just by connection.
Mm-hmm.
And they're my friend. Love them all. Love my friends.
Shout out friends, I guess. Last question. That's actually good. I guess I should answer it too.
Yeah, Jack.
You gotta get in on
Come
this.
on.
Yeah.
Not just a moderator.
No, I'm not. I am a commentating asshole.
That question made me upset because I don't think friendship is an illusion.
Yeah, you could have
But I gave
disagreed
a
with
fake
him.
answer.
You could disagree with
You can disagree.
the question asker.
But
It's just some chump on Reddit.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more like not all friendships are illusions for sure. Like friendship isn't fake. Like even like Jake was saying, like our friendships in college are much more sturdy, but I think friendship can be an illusion when it's like by connection and through other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of, I guess, what I was trying to say. I
Just
feel like I could have said it more articulately the first time.
I don't know. Friendships are an illusion.
Yeah, Jackson, answer that one.
That's a tough one. I was hoping you guys would answer.
Well, like, I don't know. You guys ever have friends in high school that you're just friends with because you're in the same classes?
Yes,
And- right,
yeah,
absolutely.
that's the majority
Like-
of it.
Almost my entire friend group from high school, I am in contact with like 2 of them.
Yeah.
And when we do like Christmas reunions, it's always like I'm only going if they're going and they're only going if I'm going because we're the only 2 queer ones. And we're the only ones that are still friends.
I haven't seen a single high school friend since
Really?
I left.
Wow.
That's
But,
crazy.
Like maybe I've run into a few at work, but I've never made an effort.
I still have a few close friends, but not many. Most of them I just see through Chipotle when I go back when I work there. But
Like your manager.
no, my man, Trevor. Shout out Trevor.
Fuck Trevor.
Don't shout out
Oh.
Trevor.
We're not shouting out Trevor.
No.
Wow. Sorry, Trevor. You're never gonna listen to this, but fuck you, I guess. I don't know. I don't think friendship's an illusion. Because I think that if you say friendship's an illusion, you might as well say everything's an illusion. Every form of
Now we're
social
getting there.
contact.
Well, if you really
Perception
want to go
itself.
there.
Reality is just your perception of it.
Yeah.
And one can
Yeah.
argue it's just completely fucking fake.
Well, that's
Oh, yeah, it's all constructed in our minds.
yes, and that's why I think that argument is just meaningless. When you say everything's a social construct, well, then it doesn't matter if it's a
Well,
social construct.
Don't even
Touche.
start with everything's a social construct.
Well, it's not.
'cause
Not everything. is.
Exactly.
But like, it depends. Like, this table technically is a social construct because it was constructed by a society.
That's not the definition of social construct.
There-
I don't think that's what I would consider a social construct. As
What is
the resident philosophy student.
What is the actual definition of social construct?
There, in our minds, there
Google
are.
it.
Oh my gosh, I can do this. Let me be philosophical, please.
We'll let Perry give it a shot.
This is what I learned at the beginning of the semester in metaphysics, and I'm absolutely in love with that class. And now I explained this to you at the beginning
almost
of
lost
the year.
my mind.
And now I'm trying to simply remember what the terms are. And I'm really bad at remembering things. Can we cut this out? Because I really want to remember this because it's really good.
Well, we
Keep
can.
going, and then
You're doing
Jack,
great.
when it comes to you.
No, you're
fine.
doing
This
great.
doesn't have to be linear.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Anyway, this was getting too deep for the Manzi Boys podcast, especially our viewers.
I'll cut back in later when I remember.
Sounds good.
And then we'll get deep again. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. But right now we have to ask: should Roman crucifixion be brought back as a form of capital punishment?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
what I'm saying.
I mean, what would you crucify someone for?
yeah.
Let's see what
would
they said.
Fire crucifixion.
Something heinous, convicted of rape, severe torture, brutal murder, child molestation.
So crucify rapists.
Crucify
Yeah, I'm
rapists.
into that.
I'm okay that is now a clip of my audio out in the world that someone could take out of context. I'm never gonna run for office.
Yeah.
Crucify rapists.
Crucify rapists. Okay.
Do it.
The Manzi Boys are okay with crucifying rapists. By democratic vote. We're going to end the Reddit cringe comp there.
Wait. How strong of a nail do you think you need to crucify someone? I've done a lot of carpentry in the past, and it feels like a nail wouldn't do it.
No, they're like the big railroad nails.
spikes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Shit. See, I feel like I would use a
they leave
screw.
holes in hands.
Damn.
They fucking take
As the
jackhammers,
ex-Christian
that shit.
who's seen a lot of bloody hands in my day.
Perry's coming in with all the experience.
Come on.
Okay.
I can only speak from my personal experience.
Which involves a lot of bloody hands, evidently.
Visuals.
Visuals.
Hopefully not too many in person.
I might as well explain what the horse auction's all about to you two.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I'm curious.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago,
I guess selling horses.
no, we were in the market for a horse. Both the Connors found a live horse auction on YouTube, and
No.
they went into the comments, and because it was live,
Right.
and people were bidding on the horses, and it was from rural Texas.
Right.
So they get in there and they start commenting stuff.
Yeah.
I think Connor says, no, Connor watches it for wait, I said his last name.
Ah!
Fuck, we're cutting the last minute.
Shit!
And we're back. Okay. Funny. No, wait, they're both funny. Connor.
You could just say with K or with an R.
No, the one Connor. You know which Connor viewers. Watches it for an hour.
Do they know the distinction?
They don't know what they look like.
Oh.
Wow, this is terrible. Why do we have two Connors?
Why don't you have some
Why
way
didn't
to
you think about this
distinguish
before?
between
You're
them?
5 episodes in and you haven't run across this problem yet?
We've gotten through it masterfully.
Probably because they can identify themselves.
That's true.
Yeah, with their voice.
Yeah.
So, okay, it doesn't matter. They're both Connor. They're the same person.
They're the
Okay.
same person.
One Connor is watching for an hour. Other Connor gets on.
Yeah.
At some point, original Connor comments Biden 2020 in there, and you hear the horse auction person say, "Hey, who said that Biden 2020? Get that out of here!" And they fucking shadow banned him, and he still can't comment, or they can't see it. But then Adam and other Connor started commenting, and now we found their website, and we realized they have scheduled horse auctions on
Dude.
Saturday. So we're planning. We've attended. They went to the one
hilarious.
last week.
Oh, wow.
And watched it.
You're just bullying a bunch of Texans at a horse auction?
Oh yeah, but we might as
that's
well.
such a great bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, we could buy a horse at some point, right?
Where are you gonna put a fucking horse?
We have a backyard.
It doesn't have, the fence is broken.
Okay, well, it could. I'm sure it will learn to come back when it runs away.
Sure.
It's a horse. They're smart.
Horses come back, right? Or is that boomerangs?
It made no sense.
Boomerangs.
It's a
Boomerangs.
boomerang.
You throw a boomerang, it comes back. You throw a horse, it comes back. No?
Can I ask you what you're drinking?
This is an Nalgene full of coffee. Yeah.
All right.
We should get liquored up for this.
I was wondering if it was alcohol.
I don't know. When we tried to do ours at my house, we got stoned and
Yeah.
it kind of got off the rails.
It's hard to do.
We also had no outline.
created.
Hi, me. Forgetting my entire metaphysics. It's okay. I'm now in Google Classroom. We're gonna get there.
Perry's on an adventure.
Barry's on a mission.
Okay. So now we're getting into my actual questions.
Okay.
So you're all environmentally smart people, right? You
Right.
do
I try.
ENVS stuff.
As
So
best as we
I
can.
try.
are we all fucked?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Absolutely,
I
completely.
mean, where do you want me to start?
Anywhere. Just riff.
Fuck the Paris Climate Accord. It's complete bullshit. Not a single member country has met any fucking benchmark. And
No.
even if we were to, we would still hit 2 degrees C global average warming by 2020, or by the end of the century, which is going to absolutely fuck us. And we're on track for like about 4 degrees Celsius average temperature, global temperature increase,
Wow.
which would easily melt all the ice caps. Portland will be pretty much coastal. And let's see, what will happen to the East Coast? I think Vermont part of New Hampshire will just be coastline, and Vermont will be less landlocked.
Huh. So our property value will go up. It'll be beachfront.
Yep. What else? By the end of the century, the Cascades will have 55% less snowfall than when was. I think the data was from 2017, so 55% less the values from 2017.
We're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, unless we do something,
Unless we
which is feasible.
somehow come up with some magical solution.
The fucked thing is, even if we went completely carbon neutral, we'd still hit 2 degrees C
Yeah.
global average.
Even if we just like
increase.
cut it all off.
Yeah. So the question is more about mitigating the consequences. It's a question of how do we stop doing what we're doing, and how do we mitigate the consequences that we've already guaranteed will happen.
And is Biden gonna fix it?
No.
I mean, he's the most hope I've had in 4 years, but he's not going to fix it.
Yeah.
But he's better than Trump.
I guess that's true.
I mean,
Daddy Donnie.
he did nothing. I mean, dude. Okay, so viewers, I'm in an environmental law and policy class right now, and basically every time we learn about a new piece of environmental law, we spend 20 minutes talking about how Trump has completely destroyed it and is like repealing all the protections and opening basically everything towards drilling or fucking logging. It's terrible.
So Trump has found a way to fuck everything. To make everything just slightly worse.
Yeah, he just
to
opened a
make
huge...
it all just that much harder.
The Tongass National Wildlife Reserve in Alaska, he just opened up to drilling.
I read that.
And they're doing the same thing in Point Reyes in California. They're reopening it for cattle in a way that's allowing a lot more ranchers to use the property for commercial use.
We should have had Jack on with you too and see what happens.
Absolutely not.
See, yeah.
I can't have conversations with that man about these things anymore because we're just not going to change
I
each
don't know.
other's
I
minds.
sympathize with him a little bit because, I mean, I know a lot, like, where I'm from, there's a lot of dairy farming, and, like, there are ways to do it sustainably, but he's so fucking, like, in his own rut about it that it's hard to have a conversation.
Based.
Jack, we love you.
We do love
but-
Jack. Especially when we get into 15-minute
love
arguments
methane.
about capitalism on
Don't
this
love
pod.
methane.
Don't love methane. Unshout out methane.
Capitalism.
On shout out methane, yeah.
Okay. Anything else about the environment we want to talk about?
There's been a lot of research about sulfur dioxide particles and how they can reflect greenhouse gases if we put them in the atmosphere, but that's a fucking trap because they can also turn the sky red and like completely keep in all the like other acid rain chemicals and fuck us. I don't know. I was listening to a podcast about that recently. It's kind of fucked. People want to take this shortcut.
I am in a different vein of environmental science than Jake. He's much more into the science and the chemicals and the climate, and I look at a lot more of the humanitarian side of it and kind of the anthropological side of environmental studies. And something that I have been super fascinated in is people's perception of what a healthy forest is. Because what people's perception of what a healthy forest is so different and far off from what a healthy forest that will prevent forest fires for the future actually is, that it's insane.
Yeah.
Because when you ask someone what they think a healthy forest looks like, they're going to describe like dense, thick, beautiful, lush green trees, which is an absolutely beautiful scene and it's absolutely wonderful, but it is also so easy for disease and fire to spread and propagate when the trees are so densely packed. When you look at photos from when the Americas were being discovered and you see what the forests looked like back then and what the landscapes looked like back then, trees were a lot sparser. They weren't as densely packed, so when forest fires started, they could start and they could end naturally. And like if disease was in one small patch of trees, that patch of trees would die, but trees would still be okay. And so we've kind of dug ourselves into this rut now where all of our forests are extremely dangerous, and as a Californian, it sucks to see climate change literally fucking our entire coastline. So that's where I'm at with
How do you
that.
feel about forest thinning?
Forest
The
thinning?
practice of forest thinning.
I don't know a whole lot about forest thinning.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit. You can't efficiently thin a forest.
No, I don't think
And-
that there would be an efficient way to do that.
You got to address the things that are causing the drought.
Yeah.
So we've kind of built our forests to resemble our cities, densely packed and...
Well,
don't know if it would be like a direct correlation.
a lot of it, at least in my understanding, a lot of the reason there's more dense is because we fucking logged a bunch of the old growth forests, and so transitioning back to an old growth forest, there's a lot of more room for undergrowth. You grow up. Like when you have a dense canopy, you don't get as much undergrowth. So like, yeah.
Man, it's great to have smart people on the pod sometimes. Okay, now we're transitioning to an even seriouser question here.
Oh boy.
All right.
Would you rather be stuck in a room with Jeff Bezos or 30 British people?
30 British
30
people.
British people.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
no, wait.
Wow.
Do I just have to like sit with Jeff Bezos, or can I try and beat him up?
You're in a room with Jeff Bezos or 30 British people.
Realistically, I'd probably rather hang out with 30 British people, but I'd like to take the opportunity to kick the shit out of Jeff Bezos.
Perry, any other thoughts?
I want nothing to do with Jeff Bezos, don't want to breathe the same air as him, would rather be in a room with 30 British people.
Wow, that's so antithesis to what this podcast has been so far. We
Well-
hate British people. That's the one group we
So specific. Why do you hate
Yeah,
British people?
what and why would you think that spreading that to this episode was going to
I mean, is it the
produce
food?
the same reaction?
It's not the food, it's just they're so funny.
Well, yeah.
They're so funny.
They're hilarious. Oh yeah,
hilarious.
I would thoroughly much more enjoy this is not a grammatically correct sentence in any way, no matter how I try to finish it now. I've dug myself into a hole. I would have a lot more fun in a room with 30 British people,
Yeah.
simply to laugh at them
Oh, fuck.
and their accents, and also to get to know them as people and understand what their daily lives are like.
Right.
And to hear them pronounce words differently than me.
I can't say things because usually I would say things and just trust Sam to cut them later, but now I'd have to cut
You'd
them.
have to cut them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, Jackson, because
Well,
you can't
I
say.
wouldn't go that far.
I don't think I'd go that far either, but I think that you should be yourself and say things that are funny, because you toe the line and sometimes you're nervous to say something and then it ends up being
You're
really
right.
funny.
I'm gonna say it.
Oh, cut that out.
I don't know if
Okay, I'll cut that. I'm gonna cut all that and just cut right back to you saying, "Oh no, maybe not that."
Oh, maybe not that. I didn't say I.
Okay, so we'll just move on. Sorry, Jeff Bezos. I guess you aren't getting that much love on this pod.
Jeff Bezos.
Fuck Jeff Bezos.
But wait, did you see the picture of someone said Jeff Bezos looks like the Oh, I forget what it was. Damn. It looks like a video game character that was poorly rendered, where he just has no hair on him.
Totally.
I feel like if we slick him up and run him down like a slip and slide, he would never stop moving. He's that hairless. He has no friction on
Just
him.
completely frictionless.
I believe he's completely frictionless. I believe he's the most aerodynamic person in humanity has ever
I'm
produced.
not like.
Yeah, I think Jeff Bezos
I
is
buy
pretty
that.
frictionless
He's a pretty
Yeah.
slimy scumfuck.
That's true.
without
Anyway.
getting lubed up.
Yeah, without getting lubed up, this man slides. That's the dumbest thing.
Your catchphrase, homie.
Yeah, without getting lubed up, this man just slides. Oh boy. I'm a slider. Okay. I made this question last second, so it might not generate much interest, but we'll see. 1A. Which Sesame Street character can you beat in a fight?
Probably all of them except Big Bird.
Okay.
I mean, do I have to beat up the puppet? The guys that has the
Yeah,
hand
that's
up
the
too?
strange thing.
I think
don't
I
know.
could fuck up Big Bird.
Bold.
Just come out and say it.
I think I could outmaneuver Big Bird. I think I'm smaller and speedier and quicker on my feet than Big Bird would be, and I think I could get behind him and around his neck.
Perry's gonna choke out Big Bird.
Fuck yeah.
I think I could choke out Big Bird.
I don't think I could take Bert and Ernie. I feel like they've seen some shit.
No, Bert and Ernie have been to war.
You seen those memes?
Yeah, those
It's
memes
so
are fucking.
funny.
They're
I think-
I
hilarious.
love those.
my brain immediately went to the Grouch, but I think the Grouch is too scrappy.
Really?
I think Noah could take the Grouch, but I don't think I could take the Grouch.
Noah's been in some shank fights.
I think
can't-
I
Noah
think
can't-
Luke could take the Grouch.
Luke could take
Yeah.
any of that.
Luke
No
could
one
take
can't
any of
fight
them.
anybody because they'll just fucking instigate the fight and then try and run away.
I guess you're right.
Though if he gets on his back and starts kicking, I guess you could probably take him out.
This is what
Like
happens
a
when
roach.
you.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you miss the pod. You get shit on the entire
Yeah?
time.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. He deserves it.
Unshout out.
Unshout out. There we
Let's
go.
revisit
again.
our unshout out.
Yeah, we have a list going of all the unshout outs. Fuck, I lost the game. Damn it.
I lost the
lost
we
game.
we keep a
Why
track.
do you keep thinking about that?
Why?
Because it just happens on the pod. Because I thought about I should go to the doc to see what's to look at next. And I'm like, oh wait, the game's on the pod, and then
Doc?
the Manzi,
Oh,
the
the DOC.
the
I thought you were
DOC.
going down to like the fucking docks to see something.
Oh, the docs.
Yeah.
You got too much sailing on the brain,
I
Jake.
do.
I wonder if you could hear my burp.
Oh, I'm sure we could. I'm sure the viewers would love it.
Good.
It's all natural.
Hi guys.
All natural, Manzi Boy Pod. All natural.
I was gonna ask this question about Sesame Street characters, but I'm kind of curious about Scooterfield members now.
Oh.
What?
Which one would most likely take over the country under an autocratic dictatorship? Sesame Street or
Autocratic?
Scooterfield? Yeah, just complete dictatorial rule. One person.
Well, Connor with the long hair.
Oh, I guess that.
Oh no.
Hey!
I was so
snakes.
daft about that.
You
I
were
gotta
so
start my
good
whole
at
bit
it.
again.
I'm
It's
so
cut. No, we
sorry.
can cut the one part.
Connor with the long hair.
Connor with the long hair.
Long hair.
Sexy Well, they're both pretty sexy.
Connor with the long hair.
That's
not as
my
much.
boyfriend you're talking about. Thank you.
Have you seen Luke and Connor with the short hair together?
Yeah.
Holy
Yes,
Oh
I
my
have.
god, the sexual tension.
The sexual-
That's
what's-
a glove wearing man.
We're very worried. Once we get Luke on this pod, we're gonna have to get like a spray bottle to keep him off each other.
Probably.
It's okay. I can let him flirt with our friends because I flirt with girls in the Zoom chat and he knows it. So we're fine.
Now that is epic. Okay. If we had to kick out one state from the union, which state would it be?
Indiana.
Wow,
Indiana.
that's a deep cut.
I fucking hate Indiana.
I don't know anything about Indiana. I have one friend who
I
went to school
drove
in
through the
Indiana.
whole state for like 6 hours, and I really wanted to just shoot myself the whole time.
Oh no.
That's-
They have traffic lights on the fucking highway.
God, that's
Like,
why.
Like you guys know Barber, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like that, but you're going 70 because the speed limit's 70, and then around like every half mile to 3/4 mile, there's just fucking stoplights, and they're always around a blind corner, and they're always fucking red when you come up to them. It was
That's
terrible.
horrible.
And that was just that for 6 hours, plus billboards that said this election is about more than a candidate. It's about a way of life. Choose, like, do you want socialism or Americanism? Like, what
Oh
the fuck?
God.
Okay, but like they're right.
Choose Americanism.
I mean, it's where Mike Pence is
Loud.
from too. We got to
Yeah,
give him
Indiana's
that.
not a cool state. I don't know. Like, I just drove on the maybe parts of it are cool, but like the parts I saw were fucking atrocious.
I like Indianapolis, but that's all I've been to. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, I only have one friend who goes to school in Indianapolis, so that's my only reference. Don't know anything about Indiana.
Wow.
Fort Wayne, fucking terrible. If anyone's listening from Fort Wayne, holy fuck, homie. It's really bad for you. Do you have like a GoFundMe or something I can donate to? Oh, Jesus.
Damn. We don't even have enough money to donate, but we
Yeah,
will.
but it's the sentiment that
It's
counts.
okay as soon as we start getting sponsors.
Yeah. Hey. Oh wait, I'm not allowed to solicit nudes. I'm told that every week.
Yeah.
You're not
that's-
allowed to solicit nudes?
Yeah,
No.
no, that's
Subscribe to
definitely,
my OnlyFans.
That's definitely
Oh.
illegal.
Oh yeah, but we joke about it every week.
I'm wearing fishnets upside down today as a shirt. Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Wait, how do you wear fishnets upside down?
This is the crotch.
Oh.
And
Oh,
this
and
is
it's on
the
your upper
waistband.
body.
You cut it.
And then I cut the tails off.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know what? Subscribe to Perry's OnlyFans. We should start a group OnlyFans.
I went through the. technically have an OnlyFans.
You have an OnlyFans?
You have
made
an
it.
OnlyFans?
How do I not know?
Jake!
Well, I never verified the email, so it doesn't really exist. But
Oh my
'cause
god.
we were hanging out. I don't remember what we were doing. I was probably intoxicated, but I made. Forrest basically dared me to make an OnlyFans account and show pictures of my feet, so I did.
Did you?
But
Have
I
you
never-
sold any feet pictures?
No, because I sobered up and never like went
Aw,
through with it.
advertise on Twitter.
I don't have a Twitter.
Well, I have a Twitter. I
have a
can
Twitter.
advertise your foot OnlyFans.
Perfect.
We don't advertise this pod yet. We're waiting to get used to the
Yeah.
feel of it and learn how to get good at it before we
That's fair.
get it out there.
No, it sounds like a good idea. You guys are definitely getting the hang of it.
Yeah, we're starting there. But
Yeah.
that reminds me of when Luke convinced Connor to make a grinder.
Oh my
Yeah.
I got
god.
a dick pic
And
in 30 seconds.
That was fun.
I was
That was
fucking
hilarious.
holding the phone when we got the dick pic.
It
and
was-
horrible.
That was great.
It was great.
A
Man.
plus scooter fuel shenanigans.
A plus. That is a question coming up later.
I hadn't made the connection that me and my boyfriend solicited a dick pic on Grindr together until just now, but we have.
Way back
Freshman year.
I can say that we've done that together. So that's kind of fun.
We are smart people. We're smart people.
Is
We're
that?
good.
Yeah, I think we're pretty
I
smart.
don't know.
Anyway, Perry, what state would you kick out from the union?
Arkansas.
Oh yeah.
Arkansas doesn't exist.
Arkansas, I've been there once. The only thing that's there is
You've never
one
done that.
fishery. Oh no, I've been there twice. Little Rock is depressing.
Yeah.
I saw 2 people in Arkansas. I was there for 2 days. And there was just a giant fishery.
Huh.
And there was meth. Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Fuck my musician ex.
Okay. Fuck Perry's musician X.
If you're listening, listeners, get on it.
Get on it. Ruin their
No,
lives.
don't do that. Well,
Subscribe to their OnlyFans.
The musician's ex OnlyFans.
Yeah.
no.
We're all about anyway. Damn it, I had this question prepared for if Noah was here, but
Just ask it
fucking
to
no.
me.
I'll ask
I
all
don't know
3 of
how
you.
we'll answer.
But I was
Yeah,
gonna wonder,
let's
are we
see.
the original, for lack of a better term, are we the original Manzi boys? We're the 4 people who lived in Manzi freshman year. If Noah was
We
here.
are.
We are.
Oh, you know.
Even despite that, no. Because
Yeah.
the Manzi Boys didn't become a thing until it was the 4 of you and
You-
Manzi
Yeah,
Sophomore.
it's a technicality, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize that's why I was making questions. Like, we were the 4 people who lived
We
in
were
We
the
were.
original.
We were the original Manzi
Manzi.
dwellers, but it didn't become
We
a
weren't the
thing
Manzi
until-
boys.
We were the
Manzi
Manzi
boys.
dwellers.
Well,
Manzi
Jake
boys.
from Pondo. So
That was Jake
Oh.
from Pondo.
Jake from Pondo,
Which is
yeah.
Still really an annoying
I
bit.
forgot. You are from Pondo.
I don't understand why that bit is so annoying to you. What,
I don't either.
What? Why does it get
I don't
to you?
know of all
I
the
want
bits.
I would
Hey.
stop doing it if I knew why it
No,
got to you.
I don't know why it gets to me. Of all the bits over these past 3 years, that's the only one that gets to me.
Oh,
doesn't
sorry,
actu-
I don't
No,
hope it doesn't actually get
No, it
to
doesn't
you.
actually
Okay.
bother me, but it's the
Slightly.
only one that
I guess-
it's the only one that bothers me just a little bit.
Context for the viewer, Jake lived in Manzi with us,
Yeah.
but there was a separate dorm,
Pondo.
So,
which we would just say he lived in.
and it
I don't remember
bothered me
why.
for
I
some
think
reason.
it might have involved Maddie.
It literally just I don't know. We were just walking by the dorm once.
Well,
This
it
is one of those
happened.
bits that started from nowhere.
It's a great bit. Okay.
Jake nodded along, so we have confirmation to keep
Oh, I like it.
going
It's
with
fun.
the bit.
Oh, we're gonna. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. There's so many bits that we're gonna keep doing, no matter what,
Well, yeah.
until we're 40 and we meet up with kids or something.
Who do you
Our
think's gonna have kids
children?
the first?
Connor. Fuck, man.
Do I need to ask the question again?
Ask the question again.
Who do you think's gonna have kids first?
Connor with the long hair.
There you go.
Well,
Well,
not quite. Not quite.
I don't know if we should be putting that out there.
Let's not do that.
Funky anime Connor.
Funky
one.
anime Connor.
What? Who do you? He is not on my list. He is not
I
high
would
on my
not.
list.
I
for
would
the
not
first
have
one to have
expected
kids.
Really?
that to be
Yeah.
who you would say.
It's that man wants to be married in like
Really?
2 years and have like 5 kids. Yes.
Really?
Whoa.
Yes. He's very into the. Yeah, he likes that.
I haven't even seen
wants
him,
that.
but I've never
Crazy.
even seen him near a woman before. I mean, like, I guess you can have,
Unfortunately.
like,
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, I guess you could be.
Connor,
We're all
we love
single,
you.
but-
Connor, we love you, but I don't know if your timeline's really realistic, dude.
Oh, man. Well, Connor, you know that's true.
But it's good to dream.
Yeah.
It's good to have hopes and dreams,
Hey,
Connor. Never
see,
give up on your dreams.
Come from behind. Maybe you'll have kids.
My money would have been on Jack.
No, Jack is very adamant. He's not getting married.
Okay, but
Or-
he
But
he
also,
almost
he also
got
2 summers in a
married.
row has almost married a Mormon girl named Sadie, so I don't really believe him.
I don't either. I think it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be a actually no, not gonna say that one. Changed
what?
my mind.
Jack, you can marry me.
You don't have to be married to have kids.
I guess that's what I tell him.
Yeah.
But he just keeps saying, no, I'm not the marrying type. And I'm like, what? That's not an answer to my question, Jack. But I know
I'm
it is an
nervous
answer.
I'm gonna
but
start shit with our friends if they listen to this
I'm not
podcast.
gonna start shit. It's all
No.
good fun.
Jack,
If we're going to start shit with anyone, it's going to be Adam, our
Jack,
tech
I
boy.
love you, but I think the condom might break.
Whoa, what?
Are you talking about
For some reason, I feel if we're talking,
I don't know. Can we?
if we're talking about who's gonna be the first person to
I
have
don't
a
know if we
kid,
can talk about-
it could
can
be
we talk about
accident.
that?
I don't know. It's we've never broached the subject. No, we might have on the Jack episode.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go listen to the Jack episode, see if we reference that,
Or
and then come
if
back
not,
to
we
this.
can cut it out. If not, we can cut
always
it out.
fix it in post.
Okay.
Has it been broached with him since the incident?
Oh yes,
Well,
yes.
yeah, I bring
we
it up
joke
every
about
so
it all the
often.
time.
Exactly.
yes.
I bring
See,
it
so
up.
then I feel like
but
it's
I don't know
fine.
if he gets really embarrassed about it. So I don't know if he wants that out on the.
Jack, you know it's all in
He's
good
the only guy I've
fun.
ever met who gets embarrassed about the idea of having a big dick.
It's fascinating.
Oh, this is why we love Jack.
There's also been a fan blowing like 75%
I
of
know.
the time.
That's a
we've been
leaf
filming.
blower.
It's a leaf blower.
But
I'm
it's
gonna close the
probably
window.
fucking up the audio,
might
and it
be.
probably has
You know
been.
what?
Well, listeners, it's just a leaf blower. We live in the suburbs.
We're figuring it out.
Okay.
See, because it's already better. It's already so
Yeah.
much better.
Fuck it.
Every pod so far, someone's had to stand up and go do something.
It creates a soundscape.
It kind
Yeah.
of does.
I said
I've had to go get laundry. Connor's had to get coffee. I told y'all about the decaf Connor thing, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
that
you
was
guys were
fucked
feeding
up.
decaf,
Yeah.
make him go
For
through caffeine.
2
With
It was our
weeks.
other housemate.
That's horrible.
he's so reliant on it.
I can't believe that that would happen. That's so Also, I'm mildly upset about it because maybe he would have been less cranky and made it over to my house more if he hadn't been off caffeine for 2 weeks.
So can we have a vote? Was it a good joke?
Oh, I think it was a
No.
great joke.
Sorry, Perry,
Outvoted.
but
I
I respect the
understand
dissent.
But
I didn't even do the joke. Like, I just
it's a
found out
great
halfway
bit.
through.
I was upset.
it's just such a
And
good
I
bit.
understand why he was upset about it. Because
understand-
if
yeah,
someone
it's
did that to me,
understandable.
I would also be fucking pissed. I literally
can't not
wouldn't.
laugh
I
about
don't
it.
think I'd
I
make
think
it a day.
Was he pissed when he found out?
He was upset, but he wasn't like.
I think I would have just started laughing.
I mean, it was 2 weeks almost.
Well, that's long
That's-
enough for him to
he was
start feeling.
going-
That's long
yeah, he
enough
was
for him
going
to
through
get off of
withdrawal.
it.
Honestly.
That's long enough to get off of it.
I don't think it was helping us sleep either.
No.
I think he.
Drinking less caffeine.
Yeah, I
wasn't
think
helping
he
his-
Yeah,
crashes
'cause-
late at night because of all the caffeine he drinks.
He would be
much
text me and be
caffeine
like,
was he
I went to
drinking
bed
normally?
early
Oh, he
for the
drinks a
first
lot.
time ever.
He drinks
Like
a
6
lot.
cups a day.
Yeah, he drinks a lot of coffee. Keeps him going.
That's a lot of caffeine. I thought my caffeine dependency was bad.
I only have like 3 cups a day, but I have really nice coffee.
First bunch of coffee I drank was when Noah gave me that drink 2 nights ago.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
There was no real coffee in that.
No.
It was coffee liqueur.
Coffee liqueur. That's not that bad.
There is caffeine in it though. I'm
Yeah.
really addicted to yerba.
Oh, no, I remember you with those yerba cans last year.
But I'm off the cans because that was too expensive.
Oh.
The thing I found, you can get it dried at Freddy's and make it in a French press, and if you
It's phenomenal.
if you double the serving, you get the same concentration of caffeine as that's in a can in a French press.
You people are so Portland. Oh,
It's
man.
way cheaper. It saves
It's
me like
great.
$140.
I have it too because I have yerba in the afternoon. That's why I don't drink as much coffee. I mean, I still have a strong caffeine dependency, but I try not to drink coffee after like 2 p.m.
We're pro-dependency on this podcast.
Wouldn't say that.
Certain dependencies.
Certain dependencies. Mutual dependencies.
Yeah.
Emotional dependency.
Dependency on the bit.
Dependency. Oh, dude, we can't leave
Dependency on the bit.
We can't leave
Dependency on the bit, if
Reality's
nothing
too
else.
scary.
Yeah. That's when I know Connor was a little upset was when he didn't do a bit. And he just didn't do a bit for like
Right.
10 minutes. And I'm like,
Right.
oh no.
Oh, no.
We snapped him out of it.
Shit. You really fucked them up.
Speaking of our friends, is Adam's knowledge and collection of boots terrifying or impressive? Or is it something else?
Both.
I've become rather indifferent to it.
Wow.
I think I've become desensitized to it. I think that is a good word to use for it. He shows me things and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. At first,
Okay.
the prices used to baffle me, but
I kind of
Yeah.
have gotten over it at this
me
point.
too.
This is great because Adam's our tech guy, so he goes through and fixes our
Right.
things. He was on our last pod and he spent
Adam
like
knows I'm indifferent to it. He
Hundreds
spent
of dollars.
the
even.
entire semester in New Zealand. Noah would probably screech at him if he showed him pictures of boots. So he was showing me pictures of boots all semester instead, and so I was just like, okay, another pair of boots.
another pair of boots.
I would like to point out that we went camping in the snow this weekend, and Adam brought two pairs. He brought a pair of hiking boots and a pair of his nice boots,
They
Why
were
did
like,
he bring the
and they're
nice
heavy
boots?
boots. So he humped two
Yeah.
pairs of boots in, like because we had to walk in. Well, we didn't have to walk in that far. Maybe
Not that
3/4 of
far.
a mile, but still, the fact that he brought two
we
pairs
were
of boots.
wearing backpacks
Yeah.
on us, and we were there. It was cold, like really cold, and he brought a pair of like shearling lined. Fucking
Yeah.
like nice glossy leather boots. They looked like they were
They
getting
looked
wet
nice.
the entire time we
he
were
said
there.
they were waterproof, but
Yeah.
he takes care of his leather. That's
takes
one thing
care of
I'm
his
jealous
leather.
of. I
Yeah.
want I want him to teach me how to take care of my leather because my hiking boots are leather and I've never taken care of them. They definitely need a good conditioning.
You should have heard him on I think it was last pod. He had like a 5 to 10 minute just lecture on the
About
boots.
boots.
It was so impressive.
Wow.
It was
He has
so
a lot of-
impressive.
He has a lot of knowledge.
It's really impressive how much knowledge he has. about it.
He was just so animated. I'm like, damn.
It's awesome. I mean, I can't disrespect. Like, there's.
Yeah,
One of the others-
but so
Yeah.
many fucking boots.
I know, but like.
The man's got so many
can't
boots.
criticize it because the amount of money he spent on that, I've definitely spent on snowboarding over the years.
No,
Like,
I
it's
can't
just
criticize
a fucking
that.
hobby.
We all have our stupid things.
Yeah.
Ours-
Snowboarding's not stupid.
It's apparently a pod. Fuck the
I
viewers.
don't know if I've lost my train of thought. If you're not Noah, you're Jake.
Jacob.
I just looked you dead in the eyes and called you Noah.
That's alright. Oh, fun fact.
Jake has-
Noah called Veronica Jake the other day.
Oh,
That was great.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
That's gotta be weird.
I think it was. Because it was like when they were in there, it was like when they were going to bed. I wasn't fucking there. It was like
And so who told you about it?
Veronica.
Oh,
Veronica.
yeah, Veronica would.
Good.
Veronica's a
That's
big killer.
So funny.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't think that Jake's snowboarding and Adam's boots and the podcast are like on the same
no.
level
Sure,
of
you don't-
interest and like
We don't spend any money on
spending.
this.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
spend money on like anything though. So except this house.
This house.
This house is my passion project.
Is it?
No, not at all.
Because it's really not going very far if it's.
Ooh. Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
I don't
It's
think
falling
that that's
apart.
an ooh kind of thing to say about this house.
Okay, do you want to run the pod?
No, not the pod. I love the pod. I was talking
No,
about the
but
house.
the house is kind of falling
The
apart.
pod is a sweet passion project, and I really love you guys for doing it and continuing with it because I think it's really fun that you spend that time together.
This is too much positivity.
So wait, you guys don't tinker with your house though? Because like Luke and I have been tinkering away with our house.
We've been doing a few things.
I
but
fixed
not
the
very
gutter
much.
the other day.
Oh yeah, we fixed our sink and our garbage
Nice.
disposal,
Oh yeah, I fixed our
Stuff like
garbage
that.
disposal earlier this year.
but we don't.
I emptied the
that much.
compost this morning.
Nice.
You could build Wait, no, I wasn't going anywhere with that sentence.
Sid is planning on doing some building at our house. They have some plans to build a little gazebo in the back because our backyard, we only go out into it for short periods of time. And
What do
we
you do
like
for those
to
short
be
periods of time?
we like to be under an awning when we're outside for those short periods of time because we don't like to get
Right.
wet
Well, that
during
makes sense.
our short bouts outside.
Right, that makes sense.
Our short periods
Yeah.
of
I don't want
time.
to get damp.
No,
Yes,
wouldn't
no,
want to get damp.
No.
So we want to build a gazebo.
Are
And
they ever going to build the hammock forest we were talking about?
I don't think we've talked. I've heard about the hammock forest. Hammock forest?
Well, they were like wanting to put their hammock up back there. But
Yeah.
the trees are too far apart.
They are
So
too
I
far
suggested
apart.
they get a couple 4x4s and you can sink them with a post hole digger and put an
Oh,
eye
totally.
hook in there and you can hang a hammock between that pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a plan further down the road. Maybe once we have a gazebo built, we could build a hammock
Totally.
off the gazebo or something.
Totally. If you build the
That could be
gazebo
sick.
sturdy enough, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to get Sid on a history pod.
Oh,
Just
that'd
talk
be so
history
fun.
stuff.
Jake, you'd have fun on a history pod too, right? Maybe you.
I
could
think I'd be a little outclassed with Jackson and Sid.
I think you would too. And I think you'd
I'd
have.
have fun, but I'd be like,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, until we start getting into like material debate and
Yeah.
how to properly cite primary source
Exactly.
documents from the 18th century.
Exactly.
Can you do that stuff?
I can do that.
I
stuff.
can,
I can't.
not
do
to the
that stuff.
proficiency that he can.
That's crazy.
Buy my book. No, don't buy my book. I took it off
The Sex
Amazon.
Executive- Why'd you take it off Amazon?
Because did I tell you what happened? Okay.
Well, people were buying it.
Our
You
housemate
didn't want buying it.
Our housemate's grandmother
Yeah.
bought it and then read part of it.
Yeah.
And then shared it with their grandmotherly
Right.
friend.
Right.
Who then their grandson bought it, some
Right.
stranger at a college, and then he was like, "What the fuck is this, Grandma?"
Put it on the Amazon, dude. This is how you make fucking money.
I will once we get the website up and running.
Oh, man. You're going to be famous for this shit.
I'm not
It's
gonna be famous.
Great.
I'm
When you're a professor, I'm going to email it to all your students every semester.
That is
Here's-
such a good idea.
Here's
That's
something I think you need to know about your professor.
This
you
is
better hope I'm be fucking
His
at college.
past.
If I'm teaching like high school or something,
when
High
we're
schoolers-
married at
high schoolers
45.
can do that.
I
Who's
can.
married at 45?
when we're
When
married.
we're
you
married
guys
at
are getting married
45.
at 45?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Do you have
I
a
mean,
pact?
Yeah.
we do.
Oh, nice.
If
don't remember that?
other things don't work out, things are going in good directions. But if things don't, you know,
Yeah.
you never know what's
never
going to
know.
happen in 25 years.
I guess I forgot to say, yeah, Perry and I have a marriage pact that we made while drunk last year.
Drunk last year.
Was I
yeah.
there? I don't remember that.
I think you were.
It was in your room, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about the
What-
context around what
time?
caused it.
Yeah, what was it like?
I don't remember.
was
I
it-
remember what caused it.
Was it before?
Post-pod.
Was it February? Was it like before the end of February or after the end of
Yeah,
February?
wait, what time of the year?
Because that's different.
This
My
isn't even for
perception
the
of-
viewers.
This
This, is
was-
just
My
for us.
memory is
This
different.
was freshman year. I think
Oh.
it was probably
Oh, so not last year.
It must have been late spring.
it was spring freshman year. I'm
April?
pretty sure. It must have been. Oh, then it wasn't in Manzi. It must have been.
Well, I was in Manzi freshman year.
You were in Manzi freshman year, and that's why for some reason I feel like I remember it being made in Hartsfeld.
Then it would have been last
So
year.
it must have been sophomore year.
Yeah.
in the spring.
In this, no, because I was in New Zealand
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
spring.
so it
this
must
is
have been in the fall.
Yeah.
Oh.
So fall sophomore year.
F's. Oh,
Bad time for the
stories we don't tell.
bad time for the Manzi boys. Fuck.
Yeah, I was also going through it, but you
Yeah.
know, at 45, if I'm married to Jackson and I can fuck with him by sending his old writings to his college students, I think that sounds like a pretty entertaining way to spend my late
It
40s.
does.
So I
Oh.
think things will end out fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way,
Honestly, not a bad future right there.
not a bad
Not a
future.
bad future.
Okay, we just got a few more.
Let's keep going.
What topic do you feel like you are or are almost an expert in?
Oh
You
gosh,
too.
I'm not
What-
an expert in anything.
What do you feel you're closest to? I want to see. This says so much about you.
Plants. I absolutely know the most about plants. Of anything I know anything about. Because over the summer having my job at the nursery, I had to learn very quickly a very wide variety of outdoor plants because the department we were working in, the nursery we had was like 2.5 acres. Like it was big. And we had different departments. We had the bedding department, which was where I worked. So I worked with all the 4-inch plants. which meant it wasn't just like natives or cacti or evergreens or fruit trees. It wasn't one category of thing, it was everything. And so I had to learn vegetables, I had to learn annuals, I had to learn perennials, I had to learn shade plants, I had to learn sun plants, I had to learn all of it. And I got that job right as restrictions were starting to lessen with quarantine in April. 2020 gang.
Fuck.
And so everybody was trying to get their late spring crops started. So we had a line out the door of the nursery all the time, and it was at full capacity basically every day I was working, and I constantly had people asking me questions. And so I had to teach myself by basically going to like having people ask me questions, answering what I could, and then directing them to other people, and then following up with those people and like learning from them. And then continuing my plant career, now working at an indoor tropical and exotic plant store, and being in charge of shipping, it definitely has caused me to kind of have a new appreciation for plants and how to care for them and like what is necessary. And I can see, like, I can look at a plant and basically be like, oh, that one has a fungal infection. Oh, that one's underwatered. That one's overwatered. That one, like, just needs to be trimmed. That one needs to be put in higher humidity. That one needs lower light. And that has been super phenomenal to learn about. Absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad that I, like, have that set of knowledge so then I can give my boyfriend a small heart succulent that he can leave on his windowsill and not touch for 4 months and have it survive.
Fuck yeah.
Unlike the strawberry plant. Yeah.
Unlike the strawberry plant. I gave Connor so much shit for that strawberry plant. He took such bad care of it. It could have thrived. He got it at the exact right time for it to have such a good crop, but he just underwatered it so poorly. It was horrible.
It's all about passion here on the Manzi Boy Pod.
You gotta care.
Yeah. Jake, what are you an expert in? And why is it not plants? Because I know you don't know plants.
Not plants. Though I'm not like terrible at growing plants. I was able to do a whole garden at my house this
Yeah.
summer, but
And you're gonna do a garden next year, and I'm gonna help you with it, and
for
it's gonna be
sure.
really
When we
good.
grow, it's gonna be all beans.
I'm
All
really,
beans for
it
Luke?
can't be all beans. It won't be all
Luke
beans.
needs the beans to
Mostly
survive.
beans.
I can't have a garden in my backyard, so I'm going to be fulfilling my,
You're getting
my garden
colonized.
I'm getting
dreams.
colonized. Fuck.
And we already talked about this. The
Yeah.
first time I went to your house,
Yeah.
we talked about the garden
You
bed.
and Sid both.
Yes, both of us. Sid wants to build a garden bed at our house. If we got a
We
raised
should.
bed at our house, that would be super
great.
great.
I would say I'm an expert at snowboarding and very specific parts of sailing, like scows, which is a kind of boat. Those are the ones we had at my camp, and I spent years fixing them. So I'm like an expert on 3 different kinds of sailboats.
So you
But,
shred
yeah.
the gnar.
I shred the gnar.
You hit those slopes, the white powder.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
but my like
Just
my
want to be
expertise
clear.
is mostly. I'm trying to grow my expertise in backcountry and avalanche
Yeah.
safety, but
That's super
that's
cool.
growing, but it's certainly not perfect.
You should just honestly lose Luke in the middle of the woods and try and save him as like
Well, yeah.
testing your stuff.
I mean, I'm hopefully taking.
Don't lose Luke!
I'm ho-
No!
I'm hopefully taking an Abby class in January or February, and then I'm gonna have a beacon probe and shovel. So
And you're gonna take your woofer too, right? You're gonna
in the
get your
spring,
woofer.
yeah.
That'll help
So,
too.
Damn.
For sure.
I don't know. I gotta
can
find
save
someone.
him.
I've been trying to get Noah to do it with me, but he decided to invest in fucking his stupid ass motorcycle instead.
Maybe Noah will sleep through that too.
He probably will. So I don't know. Catch me in the backcountry by myself,
Alone.
alone, which is actually really bad advice. Don't ever do that.
Really horrible advice. Don't go into the backcountry on your own.
Unless you have to.
Unless you
Don't ever do
have
it.
to.
We're pro loneliness on this pod.
No.
My last
No.
Ain't that
No.
the truth, Jackson?
We have each other.
See, Perry's the bright spot in this, the light that will guide us to happiness.
I spend
man.
75% of my friendship with these men telling them to be happier.
Oh,
Fuck.
That's a high percentage, but I don't think it's far off.
Oh,
Did your
no,
eyes just cross when you took your glasses off?
Oh, maybe.
That looked so funny.
we got to get cams on this now.
Yeah, you guys should record this.
You should be a cam,
A YouTube podcast?
A what?
a YouTube podcast. Well, we have our episodes on YouTube.
What should I do?
I was just gonna say you'd look good
A
on a
cam
cam.
girl?
Yeah, maybe you should be a cam girl.
I think you'd be a great cam
You
girl,
would
Jake.
be.
I don't know. I've been mistaken for a woman before. not from behind.
Oh.
Yeah, the beard kind of ruins it. From the
Yeah,
front.
the beard kind of ruins it. Okay, my last big question is really just I wanted us to say something dumb that we've seen each other do before. Just funny dumb.
Good.
Just like a funny story.
For each of us?
How-
Or
If
you
do
can
we each
think
have
of
to choose
one.
one story?
Just-
I'm
if you have a funny story that involves any people
I'm bad
here.
at remembering stories, but
Yeah.
I know that there are stories about me.
Well, there's that time that whole wine bottle. Remember when you
What?
used to be able
Oh,
to
God.
drink whole wine? Yeah,
They had a double bottle of Yellowtail.
yeah. You had a whole double bottle and you
That the
drank
same-
it in
I
one
think That
night.
was the same night I drank 5 tall boys at
That
PBR.
was. It
Oh
was the
my
same
God.
night, and
Oh,
I'm pretty
oh,
sure
yeah.
it was. And then that was the same night that Connor drew a self-portrait of me on my
Oh
arm.
yes, I
Was.
have that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think we were the only two drinking that
Yep.
night.
Oh, there's a video from that night. Oh, no, there's a meme from that night.
A meme?
Yeah, I'll show you after.
Okay. Post pod.
Post pod.
All right.
Let's see. Stupid
What
shit I've
else?
seen Jackson do. I mean, I've carried a lot
There's
of
so
your
many.
puke.
I only puked. No, I puked more in this house. I puked once at LC.
I puked yesterday.
Didn't you puke? I thought you puked more than once at LC.
I only remember
I'm thinking about the time in Connor's room that Kaliana was there for some reason.
that was the one
in
time
charge of
Oh,
the
that I
God.
remember.
Is that really the only one time?
I think so.
That was
No, I think
that
you're
was
right.
that was a night. That was a.
That was a
I
yeah.
don't know if I'd call that one a dumb thing Jackson did or a mildly traumatic thing that happened to Jackson.
But that's what
think it
makes
was
it
kinda-
funny.
Yeah, it wasn't really like. Yeah, okay, it was terrible at the time, but in retrospect,
It's funny.
severe,
So
complete
funny.
irony of you
It was so
hanging out with
funny.
Adeline for the first time and getting so fucked up
I
that you
can't. She
puked
can't see
and being
me.
so stressed out about it.
So stressed
It was
out.
like
You were
not
so
funny in the
stressed out.
moment, but
It
I
was.
sometimes I sit and reflect on that.
I'm
and just
sorry.
Start giggling.
I'm yelling over you because.
No, it's funny. The other part is that was the first time I ever blacked out, and I blacked out hard.
It's terrible.
You guys baked a whole fucking cake and ate
We
it, and I
baked a
couldn't
cake
remember
that
it.
night.
forgot about the cake.
We baked a cake that
Yeah, we
night
were
because
vibing.
that was in the kitchen when you hurt your nose in the kitchen
that was
while we
two
were
different
baking.
nights.
Was it two different
Two
nights?
different
No,
nights.
because I thought you drank the tall
was
boys that
sophomore-
night.
That was like spring semester.
I thought
That's
you broke your.
freshman
I
year.
thought you hurt your nose in the
was
Manzi kitchen.
That was in Manzi kitchen. We were in Connor without the short hair.
you're right.
Or with the short hair, his dorm.
Yeah.
The Manzi kitchen. We were baking
different-
pancakes or something. And I like
pancakes.
did
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a pull up on the fucking door
I did do
frame,
pancakes
and it
that night.
smashed. I still have a little scar on the bridge of my nose.
Yep.
From where I smashed my
Yeah.
glasses into the bridge
Yeah.
of my nose and cut
Those are two
myself.
separate nights. Okay, so I blacked out and forgot you guys made a cake, and also it said some very embarrassing things.
Yeah.
Jackson, you wanted to. Is this what you wanted? Where you wanted to
No,
go
I
with
was
this?
expecting something else.
Oh, what did you think was the dumbest thing you've ever done?
Oh,
You've done.
Yeah.
I mean, actually,
Well, no, I mean like in
no, like,
reference of like our
just funny.
friendships and like
Yeah,
things we've
just
done
funny.
together.
Breaking that fucking table in the bone.
Oh,
I
God,
That was
right.
swear to
so
God.
funny.
So for the
We
viewer,
gotta give the context.
yeah, we gotta,
Uh-huh,
so
absolutely.
our
Tell
cafeteria
the
is called the
story.
Bone, which already is a great fucking meme. in
Get
and of
fucked by the
itself.
bone.
Dude. The fucking Bone. Anyway,
Bone
so we
part
have like we have a pretty large
Bone in the
friend
bone,
group.
part 7,000.
And I can't wait for Bone in the Bone. We got
Will
to
we
produce
ever
those.
bone in the
Yeah.
bone again?
Yeah, once COVID's done,
Yeah.
we're going back.
The energy is unmatched.
Oh, it's
The
beautiful.
energy is unmatched.
Anyway, so we're all like 12 of us around this table, and I just start leaning on the table, like getting it forward. And the table's cyclical. It's a
It's
fucking
a circle table.
And there's 4 legs underneath.
Definitely a history major.
Yeah. And I just lean it, and the fucking table leg fucking cracks, and everyone's food starts falling towards
So
me.
I think I don't think Jackson did an accurate job describing the table situation so that we understand why the food all fell into his lap when he broke the table. So it's a circle table with a single table leg coming up in the middle with 4 legs spreading out, so it kind of has like a middle center balance, so you can kind of like wiggle the table a little bit and it wobbles. But Jackson was leaning leaning on the side of this table on this one specific position above a leg sticking directly towards him that had already been partially cracked. So when he leaned on it, the entire table leg snapped in half and all of the food started sliding towards his lap, and it made this huge like crack sound in the middle of the bone. Everybody in the bone heard it.
Everyone stopped and stared.
Everyone in the dining hall heard it, and Luke managed to catch the table before all of the food fell into Jackson's lap. And the thing, we love Jackson dearly, and our friend group, we really care deeply for each other. But in this moment,
oh my God,
the only thing any of us could do was pick up our plates and walk to the table next to the table that broke and sit back down, leaving Jackson alone at the table that was fucking broken and tipped on the ground.
Oh, that's great.
to go sulk up to one of the Bone employees to say, hey, dude, I'm really sorry to make your day so much worse.
Well, what I have is I picked up the broken leg of the table because it fucking snapped. It fucking snapped. I picked it up in a dazed and confused state, walked up to the Bone dude, the guy there, and I just held it out and said, I broke the table. And he said, what? And I said, I broke the table. He said, what are you talking about? And this Bone lady just started staring at me like, no, you broke that fucking table. And he just took the leg from me and said, okay, I'll go see it. I should have.
We wanted to keep the leg as a trophy, but like in the moment, we were all just so shell-shocked we couldn't, and we didn't want to ask for it. We couldn't ask for it.
No, we can't get that shit back.
We couldn't ask for it. We felt horrible. We didn't need that bone momentum. We have plenty of bone mementos.
Yeah.
Oh.
If we want to get into bone mementos.
Bone mementos. Oh my God. I have all the broken silverware from the Bone still down in my room.
Nice.
It's like 15 spoons and forks that were bent and twisted and snapped.
Nice.
Didn't you... You had half a plate.
Yeah.
Didn't you try to go back for the potatoes? You couldn't find them?
Yeah. So for the viewer, we have another friend, Maddie, who no longer with us, rest in LA.
She's still alive. She's not dead. She just doesn't live in Oregon anymore.
Not yet.
It's very clear.
She's not dead yet. So she smashed a bunch of potatoes into a salt shaker that she poured all the salt into, I think, a soda, which I'm sure the bone workers loved, just finding that.
The thing was, the Bone was closing when Maddie was doing this, and a bone worker walked up to the table and walked up to see Maddie, like, shoving potatoes, like, manically into, like, a small salt container. And the Bone employee, because the Bone employees go through so much, and they went through a lot with our friend group specifically, too.
Yeah, we did a lot.
Sorry, guys. F's in the chat for the Bone employees. But, like, the Bone employee walked up to the table and saw Maddie like trying to shove them and smashing them into this little salt container, and just was like, the Bone is closing in 10 minutes. And then moved on to the next table. Saw it clearly, straight shot of vision across the table to see Maddie, and just moved on from it. And so we couldn't leave the salt shaker filled with potatoes in the Bone. We couldn't leave that for the Bone workers to deal with, so we took it with us, and Jackson kept it, and it started to mold in the salt container, and so he had to seal it up, and he continued to keep it as a science experiment. It was Jackson's science experiment, because but Jackson, mind you, wasn't the only one in our friend group with science experiments. Luke had his science experiments too, with his fucking like Sour Patch Kids and shit
It's
too.
really just how long can we let food mold for?
Yeah, that's what I mean by science experiment. They were really just letting food mold in their rooms. But Jackson buried it next to a cat grave on our university's graduate campus before we left freshman year, and then he found it again sophomore year, and then buried it again at the end of sophomore year, and hasn't found it junior year.
No, I wasn't there.
I thought you looked for it.
I did. I didn't look very close. It might have been. But the thing is, it wasn't potatoes after the first year. It was just a gray soup.
Right.
That was also static. It really could have killed someone.
Storage unit. Because that was my storage.
That was your storage unit, yeah. Anyway, it's been over an hour, so we're going to get up to final thoughts here.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Jake, any final thoughts? Wrapping it up. How you feel?
Tired.
Tired, yeah. It takes out of you.
I gotta drink more coffee, man. I gotta send, like, being an adult, send emails.
Oh, speaking of which, send us emails at manziboys@gmail.com. Boys with an I. MANZIBOIS @gmail.com.
Manzi boys.
Luke, okay, we got our first email. It was Luke. He literally emailed us the entire script of Rango the movie.
Phenomenal.
The entire script, and then said, "This is Rango" at the end. I love him.
Luke.
We need more emails.
Gotta get Luke on the pod.
Oh, we're planning on it. We're trying to get everyone individually.
Luke should be back
Individually.
next week.
Yeah. I think we're good. I think the plan is we'll probably have Luke on as our last guest for this semester.
Cool.
Because we only have a few more.
Episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to
Anyway.
wrap the semester up with the group, with the
But yeah,
18.
the 18, just the 4. Because we don't do that too often. So any other final thoughts, Jake?
Go Pats. Season is not mathematically over.
Okay. That was Jake's most desperate, ingenuous human form right there, everybody. She showed you his lowest point right at the end.
Oh boy.
Perry, any final thoughts?
I don't know. I kind of think I've said everything I need to say.
I think that's fair. Okay, so we're gonna be done. It's been a good time having these two on. I'm sure we'll see them in the future, as long as no one dies.
As long as no one dies.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Okay, next week we should have the Manzi boys back in all their gross, uncultured, natural selves. No, in all their joy. Okay, that's
Thanks
it.
for having us.
Yeah, see you guys next time.